Welcome to 9 Minute Nutshells, the series where I try to explain and review an entire video game in exactly 9 minutes. This time we're heading to Springfield where we take a look at the Simpsons Hit and Run. Perhaps one of only a handful that go against the norm of licensed games being complete and utter shit. It's basically GTA if everyone is stupid, morbidly obese and yellow.
Hey!
The game centers around the week prior to Halloween and the crack cocaine that is Buzz Cola.
Cola. Must get Buzz Cola.
We start off with a tutorial mission which gets us to grips with the surprisingly effortless driving controls as we hit 70 on the way to the quickie map. Here we meet the future player character Apu Nahasapima Petalon.
Hey Apu!
And we see some of Hit and Run's standout mechanics, which the game refers to as gags. Now is when the game really starts. We race Principal Skinner to the school.
Skinner!
To give Lisa her science project. I didn't realise how tasty gallbladders were, but of course Homer proves otherwise.
I got hungry and it was a fig.
Continuing the absolute chaos that is Homer's life, we end up on top of a duff truck looking for Rod's inhaler. Completely normal stuff in Springfield. We meet Barney for the second time in as many missions, but he's got one of the most indestructible cars in the game. Unfortunately, it's slower than it is wide, but it is faster than Mr. Burns' limo.
Ow! My neck!
Next, we take a minute to kick the absolute living shit out of some robots. And I love how the game doesn't even justify this. It's like, hey, here are some robots. Deal with it. And now we've reached the halfway point of level 1. So in the space of around 7 minutes, we've committed multiple traffic violations, delivered some organs, climbed the roof of the local convenience store, bought a plough truck from a very drunk man, and physically and verbally assaulted some machinery. All before we start work for the day. I should probably speed up a little bit if I'm going to get through this game in 9 minutes. Matt Groening's self-deprecation almost goes unnoticed, but it is a nice touch.
The famous bearded cartoon creator incarcerated in a Peruvian jail.
We find out that the old himself, Mr. Burns, is behind all of this.
Oh, Mr. Burns is behind all this.
A Marge mission follows as we get to grips with the Canyonero and blast the shit out of a Bone Storm truck. We race Smithers again for the second time today, and then Homer loses his job.
Fire him at once.
What a fantastic way to end the level. As we change over to Bart, we learn that the incessant determination to satisfy his need for violence and destruction isn't going anywhere fast.
I gotta get the new Bone Storm or I'll be as uncool as Millhouse.
We soon have him collecting fireworks from many of Springfield's citizens. Yes, that's right, this game teaches you that 10-year-old boys can indeed possess fireworks. Next, we ask the angry comic book nerd to find out where the last remaining copies are.
Quick, to the Fatmobile!
It turns out Professor Frink bought them all to feed his Truckosaurus with the power of video game violence. Frink asks us to find him a World War II radio, and that's not the only thing he's going to ask us for, so let's start the checklist now. And no, none of it makes any sense to me either. Herman was robbed, so of course we have to race Snake to win the radio back. It's turning into a goose chase, and Springfield has a lot of geese. Next on Frink's list is a satellite dish, so on we go to help Cletus collect roadkill, and then avoid Apu on the way back to Krusty Burger. Because nothing says food hygiene like the word crusty. If you thought it was all over, you'd be wrong. Now Frink needs a f***ing blender. That's right, he's not only on Bargain Hunt, but he's also on Hell's Kitchen.
I'll ram it right up your f***ing ass.
Being the world's shittest dad, Homer won't even let his son drive his plough truck. Actually, now that I say that out loud, maybe he has got a point. But he will sell us one.
I need your truck, Homer.
Why should I give you that?
Because I love you.
Pay up, sucker.
You're charging your own son?
Yeah, I guess I am.
This is hands down the best music in the entire game. Just take a listen.
How about Hardwin's son?
The final errand on Frink's list is to destroy some cars. More violence, Bart approves. Bart is utterly stunned with the revelation that Truckosaurus is in fact some kind of dinosaur.
Wow, Truckosaurus is some kind of truck/dinosaur. I never would have guessed.
And then he's abducted. We play as Lisa now, and this level mainly consists of tracking Bart's whereabouts across another 7 missions. Not before she's stalked by Millhouse repeatedly though.
Can I buy you a frozen yogurt? Is that a new dress? Fancy meeting you here. Your hair looks pointy today.
What a deeply unsettling piece of shit.
Oh!
We see that Cletus and Apu are still competing for roadkill, and then we find Frink at the observatory who knows absolutely nothing, and then we speak to Grandpa who knows even less. And then we buy the school bus from Otto. If the DVLA ever set foot in Springfield, they would likely have a field day. So after concluding that this level is just another wild goose chase, we are told by Chief Wiggum to check for Bart near the docks, and then we have 2 more missions before being told to board the Sea Spanker and find Bart, who is, let's just say at the very least, he's breathing. Now it's Marge's time to shine. We have our Bart back, he just can't speak. Obviously the best course of action is to go and see Police Chief Wiggum, and then Cletus, and then Wiggum again. Clearly the 2 most reliable people Springfield has to offer. After getting his pills back from the bullies, Grandpa talks about crop circles.
Huh? What?
We finally make the connection. Buzz Cola. Bart snaps out of his trance, and Marge turns into a cop. We beat the out of several cola trucks before progressing to level 5. Now the role of this level is to find the source of the cola, starting with following a truck to the legitimate businessman's club. Subtlety is not their strong point. There are quite a few throwaway filler missions in this level, including filling a car with diapers and racing the Italian mob to the hospital. We eventually catch up with Snake again. When are we going to learn that we can't trust criminals? Apu gives him one last chance, and we do learn that the cola trucks are registered to the Springfield Museum, and that Kang and Kodos are responsible for unleashing the cola among the unsuspecting public. As we venture into the second Bart level, he is trying to get the word out through Krusty, but unfortunately, yes, you guessed it, it's another trademark hit and run goose chase. He's not at the studios, he's at the docks, so first we chase down Krusty, who doesn't believe us, and then we chase down Frink, who does, because cola-induced alien invasion news stories told by 10-year-olds are obviously the most believable ones. Kang and Kodos, despite having no arms, have managed to sneak laser guns into Springfield using the Duff trucks, a mild hiccup as we have to destroy Skinner's sedan, and then a slightly larger hiccup as we destroy some free laser gun stands. Kang and Kodos reveal that Buzz Cola is spreading through Springfield's water supply.
Zombies will rise from the grave and devour the living, and our ratings will rise.
Seems only fitting then that the final level of the game take place on Halloween. We return to Homer, the dead walk the streets, ghost cars and witches roam the roads, and Springfield Elementary School is now an alien harvesting ground. Professor Frink has managed to decipher that the solution to destroying the aliens and saving Springfield is nuclear waste, which feels less like a scientific discovery and more like throwing at the wall and seeing what sticks. We repeat the same mission playing Amazon Prime radioactive roulette with the arbitrarily decreasing time limits till finally the tractor beam is no more. However, we also lose Grandpa. Swings and roundabouts, I guess. For its time, turning the 2D animated models into a fully rendered 3D game was impressive, even if they did look a little uncanny. Incredibly natural to play with some of the best driving fluidity of the era. That's actually rather impressive, which is suspicious for a licensed PS2 game. It's got no right feeling this good. Full of the usual Simpsons whack that you've grown accustomed to over the TV series. A slightly too heavy dependence on secondary characters for my liking. Chief Wiggum, Cletus, Krusty, Professor Frink and Snake all making multiple appearances. You feel like you're in a Simpsons episode, and that does do a lot of the heavy lifting. The original voice cast are fantastic, even if their random lines do start to grate after hearing them for the 57th time. Vehicles lifted straight from the TV show are a brilliant touch to help sell the world. Besides the regular missions, each level has a bonus mission, 3 street races, a wager race, 20 wasp cameras, several gags, 3 character costumes, and 6 vehicles to unlock. There's plenty to do. So for the wall of nutshells, the Simpsons Hit and Run sits comfortably at an A rank.
Yeah!
As always, I'm looking for suggestions on what game to put through the Nutcracker next. Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.